So I just filed for divorce. Ooh. Wait, I gotta say that again. Hear that for myself. I just filed for divorce. Whoa. I said the words that I've said like in my head for like 16 years.
Tori Spelling has been a fixture in Hollywood headlines for decades, first winning fans as the sweet and slightly naive Donna Martin on Beverly Hills 90210, and later becoming a pop culture personality whose real-life drama often rivaled her scripted roles. But now, after years of speculation, marital ups and downs, and tabloid frenzy, the actress is finally telling her side of the story on her own terms. Through raw and unfiltered episodes of her new podcast, misSPELLING, Tori has opened up about the private pain and bizarre moments that defined her 18-year marriage to Dean McDermott. Breaking the silence on misSPELLING.
It was a dig at something he knew would really be hurtful to hear. And I think it was just in the moment he made that dig. And it's really nothing, but it's something that I took personal. He said, I'm so sick of this. I've been picking up Tori Spelling for 18 years.
The first cracks in Tori and Dean's marriage began surfacing publicly years ago. But the real shock came when Spelling used the debut episode of her podcast to reveal she had officially filed for divorce. The rawness of the moment was palpable as she recorded her reaction in real time, sharing how surreal it felt to finally speak the words she'd been rehearsing in her head for nearly 2 decades. Quote, "So I just filed for divorce," she said into the mic, her voice carrying both relief and lingering heartbreak. The announcement, made just before their 18th wedding anniversary, wasn't just news, it was a deeply personal milestone, shared candidly with the world. In that same episode, she explained why it took so long to take this step. Fear of confrontation, the desire to protect Dean and their children, and years of emotional complexity held her back. She even described the pressure she felt to give him the courtesy of being the first to file, a dynamic that struck her as strange but revealing. Quote, "There's this weird thing that I didn't know about before, that you have to be careful with your ex," she said. The episode framed the divorce not as a dramatic explosion, but as the inevitable result of years of disconnection and emotional avoidance. Tori's openness extended beyond just paperwork. She shared deep insecurities, saying she often felt unworthy of love and struggled with self-acceptance since childhood. Quote, "I don't feel worth loving. That's the truth," she admitted. That vulnerability helped reframe her public persona, peeling away the glitter of celebrity to reveal someone who was emotionally exhausted and desperately trying to understand herself. Listeners weren't just hearing about a breakup, they were witnessing a reckoning. What made the podcast episode especially powerful was how unpolished it felt. Tori didn't shy away from the awkwardness of calling Dean to break the news, recording herself as she dialed his number and waited for a response. She shared that he had been working and hadn't expected to hear from her that way, prompting a tense but necessary conversation. This wasn't staged reality TV, it was unscripted and raw. Sex, Roleplay, and Donna Martin.
We owe them the very best guidance we can give them. And the only advice we can give in good conscience, the only 100% reliable advice, is to use that old-fashioned method that is just simply going to have to become fashionable again. And that method is abstinence.
In what might be the most headline-grabbing confession from her podcast so far, Tori dropped an intimate detail that even longtime fans couldn't have anticipated. During her marriage, Dean McDermott allegedly asked her to role-play as her Beverly Hills 90210 character, Donna Martin, during their private moments. The revelation struck a nerve, both for its peculiarity and for what it seemed to reveal about their dynamic. Quote, "I feel like I totally know at some point during one of our sessions during sex that he said, 'Oh, my little Donna Martin,'" she admitted, with a cringe and a laugh. Tori's reaction made it clear she found the situation uncomfortable, even creepy. She described Dean's early crush on her TV persona, explaining how he used to rush home from hockey games to watch her on Wednesday nights. At first, she thought it was just flattery, but over time it seemed less like harmless admiration and more like a fixation. Quote, "Are you just making that up to get with me?" she remembered wondering, before confirming that he truly did blur the lines between fantasy and reality. The anecdote was equal parts awkward and revealing. On one hand, it played into the bizarre, celebrity-tinged drama that tends to follow Spelling wherever she goes. But on a deeper level, it spoke to the strain of being reduced to a character. Tori hinted at feeling used, like Dean was drawn more to the idea of her than the woman herself. That tension, she suggested, may have seeped into other aspects of their relationship and played a part in the slow unraveling of their marriage. This isn't the first time Tori has blurred the lines between her public and private lives, but here the distinction felt especially jarring. As Donna in the Sheets became the punchline of headlines, the underlying issue was much more serious: how fame, fantasy, and unmet emotional needs can distort relationships. By speaking openly about it, Spelling reclaimed the narrative, using humor to mask hurt while still delivering a clear message. Her life was never as glamorous as the sitcom reruns made it seem. DIY breast implant anniversary gifts.
I couldn't decide. He was showing me 2 different kinds, and he was like, do you want higher profile or moderate profile?
I didn't even know that was an
I
option.
I didn't either. And so I said, well, I don't know what that means.
Does
What
that
do you
mean side
suggest?
boob?
Yes, but
Side
he said,
boob's trendy.
but he said you need some side boob because right now you're just all projecting out front because they're so hard. Right. I mean, he didn't say it in that way, but
Right.
basically.
But you knew what he was saying.
Yeah.
If the sex confession wasn't strange enough, Tori's recounting of one very unorthodox anniversary gift took things to another level. In a podcast episode that veered from heartfelt to hilarious, she revealed that she once gave Dean her old breast implants as a DIY keepsake. Quote, I took the old implants that I got. I don't think the doctor was supposed to give them to me, but he did, and put them in like a lucite box, and I made bookends out of them, she explained with pride. It was peak Tori, part eccentric, part crafty, and entirely unapologetic. The implants turned bookends weren't just a gag gift. She described them as one of her prized possessions. Even after their separation, she still kept them, despite Dean suggesting she could sell them on eBay. She said, quote, she would never, although she did admit to being a little curious about their value. Wait, how much do you think I could get for them? She joked. The implants became a symbol of her approach to relationships. Over the top, unconventional, but also deeply personal. She joked about wanting to have them bronzed and turned into paperweights, further cementing their odd place in her life as a kind of post-divorce souvenir. It was funny, yes, but it also spoke volumes about how Tori processes pain through humor and reinvention. Her ability to make a bizarre story entertaining while also reflecting on what it says about her life is what makes her podcast resonate. Life behind the tabloids.
How you doing today? You're looking wonderful today. Look, there's loads of crazy stories in the media right now, and I just thought I'd ask you a few questions. Maybe help you get your side of the story across.
For years, the public has consumed Tori Spelling's personal drama through tabloid headlines, reality shows, and celebrity gossip columns. But as she recounts on her podcast, much of what was reported missed the heart of the story. From early on, her relationship with Dean McDermott was plagued by intense scrutiny and a narrative that often felt out of her control. Now she's reclaiming that control and revealing just how complicated things really were behind closed doors. Their marriage began under a cloud of controversy. Both were married to other people when they met on the set of a 2005 TV movie. Quote, we had other partners that we cheated on and then left, she admitted. People were like, oh, I give it 6 months, she said, adding that it shouldn't have made it 18 years. From the beginning, the foundation of the romance was shaky, and over time, the cracks only deepened. Their issues weren't just emotional, they were logistical. Dean's struggles with addiction, the pressures of parenting 5 children, and disputes over living arrangements became major stressors. Tori addressed rumors that they were living in an RV, saying those narratives were exaggerated but based on real upheavals. She said she, quote, noticed a shift in their relationship when she became pregnant with their first child, just a month after her father, Aaron Spelling, died. From that point on, she said, the relationship was, quote, never the same. Dean's claims about the chaos of their home life, including the presence of numerous pets and a lack of sleep, clashed with Tori's account of a partner with anger issues and sobriety challenges. Their attempts at therapy never aligned, with Tori saying they were, quote, talking about 2 different things. A new chapter begins. Despite the long lead-up and messy fallout, Tori insists she and Dean are still co-parenting well and trying to remain friends for the sake of their children. They share 5 kids together, and both have moved on to new relationships. Tori made headlines with her romance with Ryan Kramer, while Dean went public with actor Lily Kalo just 4 months after the split. Now it's time to hear from you. Do you think Tori's decision to tell her story through her podcast helps reshape how we view her public image? Let us know in the comments section below.